Okay, Joe Gallo again with Cathodic Protection Solutions. We're going to show you how to remove the Excalibur Shield. Here we have our 8-inch pipeline. It's been about a week or so since we installed it. You can see our Excalibur Shield there at the bottom. And the fluid is going this direction. And it's a crude oil line. And like we explained before, this Excalibur Shield is mimicking a worst case scenario in your pipeline where it dips, where it goes down at an interstate crossing, a body of water, a geographical low. This right here is mimicking a low-lying area. So we're going to see how many fluids and solids we can remove, or if there's any fluids, but any findings we're going to give to you live as far as what we found. So now we're going to commence to do the procedure to remove the Excalibur Shield. Okay, so first of all, this valve was remain open all the time. We didn't trust it, so we added a new valve. So we're going to close this isolation valve for safety purposes. It's closed off. Now we commence in removing our valves, our plugs rather. We're going to remove our plugs, both plugs. Now with both plugs removed, we commence to draining this cavity. So as you can see, also we have all our gear that we need, all our tools that we need ready. Our medicine bottle is 140 mils medicine bottle, and I'm going to continue to drain the Excalibur Shield. So I'm draining the bottle. Now I'm going to open the top valve to allow fluid air to come in, and we got our water. So it's draining. I'm opening the top needle valve. The top needle valve. So remember, there's 140 mils container, medicine bottle. So there, it's stopped. So there. So let's see how much we have here. We have approximately a little bit over 80 milliliters of water here. So this right here, we can commence to take tailgate analysis, shoot your SRBs, your bottles, bacteria bottles, SRBs, sulfur producing bacteria, APBs, anaerobic bacteria, and then take it to a laboratory to see the residual of the chemical, see how much you have in the line. So there. I'll leave that to the side, and I will continue to remove the Excalibur Shield. So now we drained that, we'll remove the bottom base assembly. Mind you, we should have the isolation valve closed. So I'm just going to put this this bag, Ziploc bag, to see if I capture any more waters here. So real mineral water removed is drained. So by angling our needle valves at an angle like this, we get the most of it. So there's nothing. There's no more waters down there. So now we commence in removing the cavity of the Excalibur Shield. Remember, every time you do this procedure, you got to remove this cavity, the Excalibur Shield cavity, 100%. We're not done yet. So we'll move this to the side. Now we commence to get our tools and remove the Excalibur Shield. Okay, now we're removing the Excalibur Shield from the fitting, the 2-inch fitting. So we're gonna see if there's any solids collected right here. Okay, we got a drain pan. We're gonna continue to removing the Excalibur Shield. See if we have any solids right at the top or the mouth of the Excalibur Shield. So there we have more. You can see the solids right here. See those solids? Solids. Right here we can see it feels like granular, paraffin, asphaltenes. So this right here we want to collect in your other medicine bottle and collect all the solids. So we're going to see if they fall in there. Collect any solids you can and take it to your laboratory so they can analyze, see what kind of solids there is. So we got some solids. I don't know if you can see that. We got about, I don't know, an ounce or something. Maybe the laboratory can decipher what these solids are. At this time, it feels like kind of granular solids, asphaltenes. So we'll take this to the laboratory and see what they come up with. So we have our solids and our waters, liquids from the Excalibur Shield. So from here, you can drive your internal program. So we have solids. We can get with the operators and tell them, hey, we need to start running pigs. We saw solids. We saw some waters here. We're gonna see with the waters, test the waters, see how many bottle turns, inoculations, how many bottle turns, how many cultures we get. If we get so many, according to your KPIs, key point indicators, then you'll put so much biocide, inhibitor, and if that don't work, mainly just right now at this time, we need to tell the operators to run a pigging program. If they're running it monthly, maybe bi-monthly, so we don't have no solids and no more waters like this. And of course, if we continue to get waters, we can tell the chemical company to turn up the volume or the parts per million on these, whatever they're using, either biocide inhibitor, scale, whatever the case may be. This Excalibur Shield can drive your internal program 100%. Okay, we brought our Excalibur Shield and components back to the tailgate so we can commence removing the coupon. We have all our tools here ready. Our lubricant, anti-seize lubricant, our tools, wire brush, pick, and then we have our waters and solids from the removal, what we found. We have our coupon sleeve where the coupon's gonna go. So the coupon is right here. So all we got to do right here is grab the secondary filtering stream and pull it. It comes out. So we're convinced now to remove the guard, coupon guard, plastic coupon guard. Screws off. So now we're convinced to make sure, analyze it. Right now you can do photo documentation. Make sure you notate the coupon, make sure it matches with your folder. The coupon, make sure it matches with your folder. So now we can do that. So again, no scratches, no metal contact, no screwdrivers. It should unscrew just with the hand. So there we got photo documentation. Our coupon is there. Put it back in the sleeve. We'll mark when it was removed and take it to the laboratory so they can analyze any weight loss or NPYs. So that's that. Now what we gotta do now is prep it for our next exertion. Prep our Excalibur Shield, our threads and whatnot. So right now we'll remove any old Teflon from the threads. I got a pick here. A pick here, a straight pick. Anything usually that works pretty good to remove any old prep work that we did before. Get a wire brush, finish cleaning it off. Good cleaning. So the threads, inspect our cavity inside, make sure there's no big solids in there. So now, continuing to clean our Excalibur Shield, I'm going to remove the primary filtering screen. All you need is something long like a pin, and insert it from the back, and it just pushes out. Now we have the Excalibur Shield. So now we have everything apart, the cavity by itself, the bottom base assembly. See, not any old lubricants. At this point, we have all the instruments. Now we got to commence to clean them. So now I'm going to take some solvent and clean everything as best as possible for the field wise. And here's our solids and our waters from the Excalibur Shield. So this goes to the laboratory or doing the tailgate analysis at this point. I got my bucket right here. So I got solvent. You can use naphtha, whatever your company desires. Some people have a Varsar tank in their truck, a container with a pump, and I just elect to carry this with me, and then it pressures up real nice. So clean all your components. There's our plastic guard for our coupon, our tap retainer screen for the retainer screen, the primary filtering screen, our bottom base assembly, our primary filtering screen, and our main cavity. So make sure inside the cavity, outside, make sure there's no previous waters, previous solids. So now we have our Excalibur Shield clean. We'll let it air out a little bit. And now we commence with putting it back together. Okay, now here we're still in the process of cleaning up the threads, putting the Excalibur Shield back together. So now I want to put my new coupon in here. New coupon. Make sure no metal contact, no metal to metal contact. We want the new coupon to be inserted. On the coupon, you screw it in. The coupon is a 2-inch by 1/4-inch round. It's a cylinder type coupon. You can see. It just goes on there hand tight. That's all you need. So now we have a coupon. We'll put the plastic coupon guard protector. It screws in. So now we're ready for the secondary filtering screen. It just goes in. It's got a O-ring right here, rubber O-ring. It'll hold that contraption together, the component together. So that's ready. Now moving on to the body of the Excalibur Shield. We want to put our primary filtering screen on top. The filter screen retainer just snaps in. It's got an O-ring again so you can hold it together. So that's snapped in. This collects solids at the mouth of the coupon. Now we got to continue to prep the threads here and here. So we want this lubricant is an anti-seize lubricant. Anti-seize lubricant goes on the threads. Any type of anti-seize will work, or whatever your company or your O&M manual states to use. That's what you use. So here, if you can see, there's fine threads here, and you got an O-ring here. So on these fine threads, all you need to do is just use anti-seize lubricant on these threads, nothing else. You see a good amount. Smear it with your glove. And at this bottom bed assembly, we're basically done. We're done there, because once this base assembly hits the bottom of the Excalibur Shield here, that's all the O-ring holds the liquids. That's done there. We can move over to the 2-inch MP3 threads. Again, 2-inch MP3 threads, 100 mil cavity, 2000 psi. So we'll put this anti-seize lubricant real good around the threads, so we don't get no leaks. So after we got the threads nice and covered, we'll commence to put some Teflon, some of the stainless steel Teflon around the threads, real tight. So a nice generous amount. Once we get the threads prepped, now we have the stainless steel. Make sure it's tight on there. Now we can commence to adding some more anti-seize lubricant on the outside of the stainless steel Teflon. Same thing, just take your finger, rub it against it. So there, we got that. You don't need our tape no more. Now I commence to turn this upside down and install our bottom bed assembly into the cavity of the Excalibur Shield. So got everything prepped, our threads are good. Just make sure you put it in straight. You want to go at an angle to go all the threads. So we got it going now. So just hand tight for now will be fine. Maybe a crescent wrench. Once you get up, installed it, you do the rest on the connection. So there, we have our Excalibur Shield ready and prepped. Our coupon is inserted. It's prepped. Now we got to do, make sure any fluids, previous fluids from the pipeline, they're drained 100%. So you have fresh, clean oil to do another exposure, whether it be 5 days, 30 days, 40 days, whatever your program requires, according to how dirty the line is, how much fluids you got out of it, how much water you got out of it. That will indicate the exposure time of the Excalibur Shield. And remember, this can drive your internal program. Okay, we're here back on our pipeline. We're going to drain any fluids, previous fluids from the previous exposure from here to here. So we can open this valve into a drain bucket to clean any fluids that has their waters, solids, whatever. So we're going to move our bucket here and drain this cavity from the bottom of the pipeline to the top of this isolation valve. So we're going to open it slowly. This valve is already open. So it's got a drain. It's not running right now, but you want to make sure it's drained 100%. So we didn't get no fluid out of it. Well, there is some, a little bit drained out. You can see that. You can see that right there. It's draining. We don't want no. We can see its oil is black. It's black right now. There it is. So there, we got nice, fresh, clean oil. It's drained. We know there's no solids from the previous pull. It's fresh, clean oil. Now we commence to install the Excalibur Shield. So let me remove this bucket. So now we have our components, our device, our main isolation valve. When the pipeline was built, we have a new isolation valve, and we have a contraction from a 1 inch to a 2 inch, reduce it to a 2 inch, a 45. 1 to 45 for better ergonomics, isolation valve for safety. So now we can commence to install the Excalibur Shield. Got everything prepped. We got our coupon inserted. All our threads are doped and prepped for the anti-seize lubricant. Now we can commence to install the Excalibur Shield. So You can be mindful this octagon shape or size right here is better for installation and removal of the Excalibur Shield. So now here I get my tools. I want to make sure, hopefully I can get this valve, this 1/4-inch needle valve facing the bottom so we can get 100% drainage on our next exposure and removal. So we work it. The octagon shape really works real good to grab it and turn it. So there. We got our valve, drain valve facing down. So we got that. So we need to add our plugs here. Our plugs. 1/4-inch plugs. So make sure our valves are closed, both upper and lower ventilation valves, drain valve, ventilation valve, make sure they're closed. Make sure now the bottom bay assembly, we need to make sure this bottom bay assembly meets up with this. As long as you feel it hit, that's all you need. You don't need to over tighten. So right there, I felt it hit, it's touching. The O-ring is now up against it. Now the O-ring is gonna do its job and hold any fluids. So we got that one closed, that one closed, that one closed. Our plugs, we give them like a 1/4 turn, make sure they're on there. So there. So we got our threads up. Now we need to make sure we open this. This is open. Open this slowly. 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 Open it. And there. We're ready for our next exposure. Whatever the customer wants or whatever the solids we got from this last exposure, we'll study them and see what we need to do as far as how length of time we want this to go in exposure. So thank you very much for your attentiveness. My name is Joe Gallo with Cathodic Protection Solutions, inventor of the Excalibur Shield. Thank you very much.